Hey, welcome to Mama Mandala, where magic is somatic. I'm Hagar, and I love the way that yoga is an alchemical practice. That this is the way that yoga is magic because it is a process and a practice and a commitment and an engagement in continuous transformation. And we take it with us on the mat and we take it with us off the mat. Yoga doesn't stop when we get off our mat and go back into our world. This is when it becomes that much more of a powerful tool in our toolkit because it helps us heat things up a little bit so that we can break things down. So I'm releasing this video toward the end of the year, and this is a time where many of us are interested in reflection and in contemplation, in going inside as the days get darker and darker in the northern hemisphere, and moving into a process, into a conversation, into an engagement with ourselves that allows us to look back at the year, that allows us to reflect on the things that we want to take with us forward into a new year, and think about some of the things that we want to break down, decompose, put back into the soil and allow them to break down and become nourishment for what we are growing. So this all can happen on the mat, off the mat, while we're driving, and in our inner conversation throughout the day. I'm thinking of the way that for example, I'm a mom of two kids and they're growing and they're always changing, and it's sometimes really difficult parenthood, right? So I have to constantly and continuously do inner work in order to show up for them where they are, in order to show up for myself with compassion and forgiveness when I'm not perfect, which is all the time, and to break down, for example. So I have perfectionist tendencies, so to break those down in my inner conversation, to shift and alchemize and transform the way that I have a conversation with myself in front of the mirror. This is a lifelong hard work. It used to be about body image, and now it's all about aging, right? So it's a constant, and it's not about, I've showed up in this place in my life where it is now complete and I've done the work and I can move forward as a new person, completely whole in my experience. But rather, it's a continuous, just like the universe is always breaking apart. Everything in the universe is always breaking down and coalescing in other ways. This is us. We are always breaking things down and coming together in new ways. And this happens whether it happens on an unconscious level, and that change happens. Even stuckness in a way is causing change because it causes the rigidity of being stuck in our ways causes deterioration. Or we do it as consciously as we can. We show up again. This is a part of the yoga. The yoga's invitation is to show up again, and it's not an obligation. It's an invitation. I've learned that from my philosophy teacher, Douglas Brooks. Yoga's an invitation. So we're invited to show up to an alchemical practice, to an alchemical process, and it is continuous. Let's do it. Stand up tall in Tadasana at the top of your mat in mountain pose. Ground your feet into the earth, release your arms by your side, and let your eyes get soft. And we are strong and solid and powerful and tall as a mountain. But what is a mountain if not an expression of earthquake? If not an expression of an earth that is always shifting and moving? If not an expression of weather moving through the landscape and shifting, transforming, changing it over time? Inhale and reach your arms up. And exhale, join your hands and lower them through the front of your face and to the front of your heart. And then bring a tone to the back of the throat. So the breath makes a resonant sound. Arms up as you inhale. And slowly lower your hands through the front of your face to the front of your heart as you exhale. And let the breath make this whispering sound. Inhale, arms up, one more. And exhale slowly, your hands through the front of your face to the front of your heart. Arms up as you inhale, deep breath in. And this time as you exhale, bend your knees and reach your arms out to the sides. This is fierce pose. Often, this is called chair pose. So many people call it chair pose, but Utkatta in Sanskrit is fierce. So Utkatasana is fierce pose. And it's the fierceness of the universe breaking itself and making itself as it falls apart, as it literally bangs itself into existence. Hips go back and chest goes forward, and you can maybe bend your knees a little bit more deeply. You can always do these poses at the wall to give yourself a little bit more support. You can even bend your knees and lean your back against the wall. So there are ways to do the fierceness of life with as much support as we need for our journey of transformation. Arms up as you inhale, stretch your legs straight. And exhale, bend your knees and reach your arms out to the sides. And we'll do that a couple of times now. Inhale and reach your arms all the way out. And exhale, bend your knees, reach your hips back and your chest forward. Slowly breathe through the tone in the back of your throat. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Garbage truck outside my window is a part of life, right? So you may hear the noise. Exhale, bend your knees and reach your arms out to the sides. And then rise up, inhale, big breath. Keep your arms up and separate your feet wider. Another deep breath in here. Feet are parallel here, wide-legged stance. And exhale, bend the knees and reach your hips back and your chest forward and bring your fingertips all the way to the earth. Reach the crown of the head to the earth. Inhale, reach your hips back and your chest forward and stretch your legs straight or straighter. And you can always put your hands on blocks or on a chair or something to support you if forward bending like this is too much for you. Exhale, fold forward. You can bend your knees if you'd like. Reach the crown towards the earth. And then inhale, stretch your legs straight or straighter. Chest forward. Exhale, bend the knees as you bow all the way back in. And one more. Inhale, stretch your legs straight, reach your chest forward. Deep through the tone in the back of the throat. And exhale, bend the knees and bow back in. Knees bent, hips back and chest forward to come up. Inhale, arms through the sides and all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Turn your right toes out. I'm going to mirror you. Turn your right toes out. Keep your left foot where it is. Inhale your arms out to the sides. We're going to go into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Exhale. Bend the right knee so that the knee is over the ankle and widen the right knee. Do you feel how it wants to knock in? So you want to be able to see your big toe from the inside of your knee. Widen the knee. But do you feel how when you widen the right knee, now your left hip wants to come with you on this journey? It's not necessarily a bad thing, but in the process of transformation, we're going to need to resist some of our tendencies and work some of them in order to transform, right? So take the front of the left hip bone, the ASIS, the anterior superior iliac spine, back. But do you feel how your right knee now wants to go with you? So this is our journey of transformation. This is parts of our lives. One thing moves this way, the other wants to go that way. And sometimes we need to move things in opposite directions. So widen the right knee as you take your left front of the hip bone, the ASIS back. And then reach your arms out to the sides. Deep breath in. Slow exhalation to lengthen your spine and ground through the feet. And then inhale, stretch your right leg straight. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. Big breath in. Reach your arms out to the sides. And then exhale, bend your left knee and widen again. Your left knee to the left. And take your right ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine, that bony part of the front of your hip, back. So they're moving, both of them move toward what's behind you. And do you feel how strengthening that is? So for me, that feels really good. Notice how that feels for you. It's hard. It's not good as in, oh, what a chill moment. Sometimes there's an intensity that we have to allow in our process of moving things around and shifting them and changing them, right? So the front of the hip bones draw towards each other as the right hip bone draws back and your left knee widens. And you're in a warrior position, not because you want to fight constantly, but because there are experiences in life that require us to step into this role, into this archetype, so that we're not just allowing life wash over us completely and crush us down, right? But we rise to the occasion. Arms out to the side, deep, slow inhale. As you exhale, press your feet into the earth and lengthen your spine up towards the sky through the crown of your head. And then inhale, stretch your left leg straight. Turn your left toes in. Deep breath, reach your arms behind you and interlace your fingers. And if that's too much on your shoulders, you can hold a strap. And if you don't have a yoga strap, you can hold a scarf or something, or even a shirt, arms like that behind you. But if you can interlace your fingers, great. Deep breath in. And with a slow exhalation, you can keep your knees bent. You can bend your knees or keep your legs straight as you reach your hips back, your chest forward, and fold forward so the crown of your head reaches towards the earth. And the arms go over the head. And you breathe here. Slow inhale. Slow exhale. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. With a slow inhalation, release your fingertips to the earth and look forward. And then keep your chest forward. Turn your right toes out. Bend the right knee and walk your hands diagonally away from your right foot. But now do you feel again how your right knee wants to knock in, kind of like kiss your right armpit? So widen the right knee away from your right armpit as you reach the hips up to the sky and press your hands into the earth to reach your hips up higher. Slow breath in as you ground your feet into the earth. And a slow exhalation to root your hands down and reach your hips up. And walk your hands a little bit more towards your right foot. Bring the fingertips of your right hand to the inside of your right foot. And push your right elbow, your right arm, a little bit into the right leg, the inside of your right leg. And push your right leg into the right arm as you stretch your left arm up and over your head. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Draw the front of your hip bones, the ASISs, towards each other to gather the parts that want to go away and spread all over the place when you're trying to transform something inside of you and in your life. That tendency to just let loose when you need all of your parts to be gathered and brought in so that you can do the deep work. So gather the parts as you draw the front of the hip bones towards each other. Press the ball of the right foot into the earth to stretch the whole left side of your body longer, and then bend deeper into your right knee as you push your arm and your leg into each other. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring your left hand to the floor and stretch your right leg straight and turn your right toes in. Walk your upper body through the center. Turn your left toes out and bend your left knee. And walk your hands away from your left foot as you breathe in. Slowly reach your hips up high. And breathe out mindfully as you press your hands down. Widen the left knee away from your left armpit, and breathe as you root your feet into the earth. And as you slowly exhale and stretch long through the spine, and walk your hands a little bit more in and bring the fingertips of your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Fingertips of your left hand on the inside of your left foot as you bend the left elbow and push the left elbow and your left arm into each other. Then pull the front of the hip bones, the ASISs, towards one another as you stretch your right arm up and over your head. And keep that gathering as you stretch and extend and expand. It's not easy, right? The process of transformation and changing ourselves and breaking some of our pattern isn't easy, so breathe and be patient with yourself. It's not going to happen over a day. Breathe and keep strengthening yourself, gathering yourself. Breathe and keep opening to what you're seeing along the way, along the path, as a part of the support system that you have. Deep breath in. And exhale, bring your right hand to the floor. Stretch your left leg straight, turn your left toes in, and fold forward again. Fold in between your legs. Inhale and look forward halfway up. And slowly with an exhalation, fold back in. Now interlace your fingers behind your back and put the opposite index finger on top, so the way you're less used to. And stretch the crown of the head to the floor as you stretch your arms over your head and breathe slowly. Ground your feet, lengthen your spine, stretch the arms, open the shoulders. Root down through the feet, bend the knees a little bit, take your chest forward and your hips back. Inhale to come up. And exhale to release your arms. Now heel toe your feet back a little bit closer towards one another. And turn your toes out a little bit. Bend the knees. Hello. Move your hips a little bit side to side. Bring your arms your forearms to your thighs. Move your hips a little bit. And start to bring your arms to the inside of your legs as your hips go back. Your chest goes forward a little bit. So there's length in your spine. Keep moving your hips around a little bit to let your upper body, your torso snuggle in the space between your thighs. And then slowly bring your hips down to the floor. And if this is too much for you, put a block underneath your hips or put a stack of books underneath your hips. You can even do this kind of like you're seated on a chair or on a couch. So you see how the hips are back, the chest is forward, the arms are on the inside of my legs. So I'm still doing the pose, but with a little more support. No one says that the intensity of transformation needs to happen in an uncompassionate way. We need to be where we are in order to transform, in order to alchemize some of the things we want to give a new shape to. Deep, slow inhale. Mindful exhale. And then bring your hips down to the floor. And bring yourself to lie on your back. Bring the right foot, so bend both of your knees. I need to slow down. So we also catch ourselves along the way, right? What am I doing? Oh yeah, this is a part of my transformation. Bring your right foot to the outside of your left knee. And then bring your left knee in towards your chest. And you can interlace your fingers behind your left thigh or over your left knee or shin. And you can push your right elbow and your right inner thigh a little bit into each other and engage your right foot. So if you can see the sole of your right foot, what you want to do is start to take the inner edge of your right foot toward the left side of the room so that the sole of the foot is turning towards the left, and spread your toes a little bit. And that's going to help protect your knee in this precarious position when your hip opens in this way. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. If you ever have pain in your knee, that's not something you want to then stay in the pose and keep doing. So if you have pain in your knee, one of the things you can do to adjust it is to, first of all, take it away from the depth, keep the toes spread, really work on the tips of your toes moving towards your knee, so there's like a flex in the foot, and the inner edge of your right foot pushing away towards the left. And if it still hurts your knee, sometimes it's a good idea to not do it, or to back off a little bit more till you find a place that your knee doesn't hurt. Slowly bring your feet down to the earth. Keep breathing slowly. And then bring your left foot outside of your right knee and bring your right knee towards your chest. And interlace your fingers behind your right thigh or over your right shin and breathe. Push the inner edge of your left foot toward the right side of the room as you pull the toes toward your knee, as you pull the outer edge of your left foot towards the outer knee, and breathe here. Slow breath. Use a little bit of the resistance between your arm and your leg. Push the leg into the arm into the leg to create a deeper opening. And sometimes resistance, something to push against, helps us transform. And then with the next exhalation, bring your feet down to the floor, and you can put your hands on the tops of your thighs and root them back, push them back towards your heels. Then bring your knees into your chest, and you can stretch your legs straight or straighter or straightish. You can hold the outer edges of your feet or even use a strap on the feet to push up against. So you want to push your feet up and into something. And again, your knees don't have to be all the way straight here. Push the pubic bone toward the floor, so kind of away from you, toward your tailbone, toward your butt, as you bring your legs closer in, if that feels okay. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. And then bend the knees and give yourself a nice, loving hug. Giving yourself the support that you need in the process of transformation. Giving yourself the kind of care and sympathy and compassion that you need in order to keep doing the work, especially when it gets difficult. And then release your arms and release your legs and let your body soften into the earth. Feel the ground holding and supporting you. And rest here for as long as you can, as long as you have time for. And if you like this video, put a like on it and subscribe to our channel. And head over to mamamandala.com. Subscribe to our mailing list. Tons of inspiration coming your way with a nurturing, mythopoetic, alchemical vibe. And join us for the winter solstice somatic ceremony if you'd like to do some deep inner work for the end of the year and celebrate the transition into a new season. Join us for this powerful, transformative, pretty epic journey of storytelling and practices, rituals for your body, your mind, your heart, and your creative spark. So I will see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Mwah.